All right. How are we all doing, people? Welcome, welcome. Welcome live. Getting everything going. Here we go. Welcome, welcome. Just getting my camera set up here. How's everything doing, people? It's a good Saturday here in Los Angeles. I'm going to put on some music because why not? How's everybody doing? We're going to get going live stream in just half a second. I just started up, so hope everybody's having a good weekend. Hey man, what's up from Justin Gomes? Doing good. How are you? I'm trying to get some yeah, we got some Gujang music here. Isn't that what we want? We can get some Gujang music going. How's everybody doing? There we go. Got some vibes. It's great to see everybody here. We're just starting the live stream. If those of you are new to live stream, I'm Jesse, I'm your tea guy. I lived in China for 9 years. I got a lot of tea friends, tea farmers, lots of people I know, and then they bring their teas over to me and drink the teas. I make video about tea. We're having tea time. That's basically all it is. If you guys are in the situation where you can drink some tea of your own, get it out and we'll share some tea going forward. Hello, everybody. Julian Contreras says hi. Veggie Dog, hello there. Phoenix Informer, Jamie Edwards, hello. Mop Slop Slop something says hi. Jessica Yu says hi. Hello from Russia, from Tongren. Hello to our friends in Russia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got people over here from New Zealand. You've tried our local tea called Oolong. I don't know what Oolong is, but I feel like I'm about to walk into one of these like Ligma traps with that. Very, very cool. Hello from Boston Cat, my hometown. Jathan Koska says he's ready for the box to arrive. Very excited. Bryce says just got the tea box out and excited to try it. That's really exciting. We just launched a new tea box, as you guys know. Three new teas that come in this quarter's box. We have the Yangchun Snow Jasmine. In fact, we're gonna drink one of these now. So you guys, let's vote on which one I'm gonna drink now. Option 1 is the Yangchun Snow Jasmine. This is a green tea that has been aromatized with jasmine flowers, which is super nice. We have the my friend Dui Dui's 2010 Reserve cooked pu-erh tea. I'm gonna have this one be later. We'll vote between these two because that's the heavier tea. So I want to have a lighter tea first and then go to the heavier. And then so put 1 in if you want to drink the Snow Jasmine, and write 2 if you want to drink the 2017 White Dew white tea. So this is an aged white tea from Fuding in Fujian, China. 1 and 2, everybody give me a vote on the thing. We got some 1s, we got some 2s. People are asking, Mopslop, will the tea sampler be back in stock? I want to see ex-wife get back for Christmas. We will have them back in stock in about a week. The estimated date for the samplers to re-arrive is November 10th. 1 1 2 2 2 2 2 1 2 1 2 2. I'm getting more 2s. We're gonna go with the white tea now. No biggie, and we'll have the dark one later as well. Where's my opened bag of white tea? Very, very good. If anybody has any tea questions, put them in the chat. I apologize if I missed them. You can always repost them. I'm juggling. I got YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok running at the same time. So if I answer a question that's not from your stream, don't freak out. I'm just kind of, if I'm already going to be on the phone, I might as well be on 3 of the phones. So good time for tea, everybody. Welcome. Excited to buy the family some tea and sets for Christmas this year. Thank you so much, Prep Block. That's definitely, it's a great gift. We're working really, really, really hard to be back in stock by Black Friday. All the boats have already left. Like, we were prepping for this months ago, and we didn't anticipate so many new people would come in, mostly from YouTube, and it sold out like a lot of stuff we thought we would be safe with, which is ultimately good for the tea house because it's getting me really excited for 2024. Like, if we keep having the new influx of people and people keep watching on the other channels where we've been here for a while, like, we can do some really cool stuff with the tea. So other questions here. Low key want to sign up for Chonky Horse but don't like jasmine. Suggestions. You can get everything individually. If you want the other 2 teas and the horse and not jasmine, you don't need to get the jasmine. You can buy them individually. You won't save very much money because the benefit of the subscription is you do save money by getting them all together. you know, this is part of the thing. It's like not every tea is for every person, but you could always buy the sampler and have the unopened, you know, have the unopened bag of jasmine as a gift. Like this would make a really great gift for somebody, unopened, hot sealed, you know, that could be a thing. So that's another possibility. Tea makes a great gift. Like in China, like half of the tea market is like gifts. So we're gonna be drinking this white tea. For those of you who are kind of new to having a big leaf white tea like this, like some teas expand when you put them in the cup. Like if you see those rolled up oolongs, those are gonna expand. The white tea actually, like this big crinkly leaf white tea, this is gonna like shrink. So it looks really big because it's very brittle and so it kind of holds up itself. But it's going to go down there a little bit. And I apologize if I'm missing some chats, I already say here. Dominic Doy says, hey, I just want to say big thank you for shipping worldwide. 2011 fooding and ancient Dragon Balls are amazing. Thank you. I finally understand what you meant by that finger tingling feeling. It's got, in Chinese, they call it cha qi. The cha is tea, qi is energy, like qi gong. So the cha qi is like the tea energy in the tea. And like, you know, it's a combination of caffeine, but also all the other stuff in the tea. In Chinese, they just put that all into one word. They call cha qi. And if you have really good tea, it has really good cha qi. That's one thing that I'm looking for, especially for aged white teas and raw pu-erh, is like it should have some of that there. If it's just kind of like you drink it, it tastes nice, but then your body feels the same, then it's not as like interesting to me personally. But welcome everybody over here. Thank you, Paul Henley, for the rose. I appreciate it. Lots of questions here. If I miss them, please do repost them because I will be going back and I can't like scroll up and see. Yo, Jesse, any chance of a restock on the tea resin? Sounds very interesting and perfect for work. It should have been restocked yesterday. Check the site if you haven't. We got a new master box shipment in. If you want a master box tea, get it today because I don't like putting pressure on people, but like we waited for months for the restock. In the time between when we restocked and now when we have it, we're already preparing another restock because we know we're going to sell out. So if you want any of the master box teas, they should be available up on the website right now. I don't think you need to like leave the live stream. We don't sell stuff that fast, but like I would guess sooner rather than later if you're interested in any of the master box teas. I'll show you what I mean with the white tea shrinking a little bit. This is only after one steep. It's already kind of like half in there, whereas before you saw it was like all the way up to the top. The scent on this is excellent. Very nice. Other questions, if anybody has any questions over here. The Joyful Something says, the teapots, what teapots do you recommend as a gift? There are many nice teapots. I think for teapots, like the aesthetic is really important. Like if you like the way it looks, if you like the way it feels, that's good. It's one of the big things I think I have not done a good job of. We should have more teapot choices on the site. Right now, here, I'll put the horse logo to face you guys. Right now, we have a rotating teapot set on the site, but it's out of stock. And then we have a travel teapot set, which is a really nice set, but if you want something nicer for this, it may not be the perfect set. You give some to Chonky Horse. Very nice. But I would just say when you're looking for the pot, I wouldn't spend, if you're buying it for yourself or for a gift, it's a little bit tricky. You know, pots also like teas, you need to know where they come from and how they're made and make sure you get a good quality. Don't spend like hundreds of dollars on a pot if you don't know where it comes from and you don't have like a trusted dealer, basically. It's important to have a pot dealer. And I mean that in the most literal sense. So one of my things I'm going to be doing next time I go back to China, I have an invitation to go to Yixing where they make the purple clay pots. And I'm going to meet with one of the master potters there. The trick to getting a good pot is you need to find a master potter that has really good disciples, and then you buy the pot from the disciples because you can't afford the master. So there we go. Justin asks, have you read A History of the World in 6 Glasses? I have not. That sounds really cool. Is it all about tea or is it like different drinks? Because that sounds really nice. Somebody's saying you left the barn door open. I did. Shit. Thank you. Welcome. You got to go on the OnlyFans for that. That's the, I wanted to make an OnlyFans where it's just pouring tea on tea pets and people can request which tea pet and which tea. Like, I think that's funny. My friends are like, maybe don't do that. I'm like, I think it's funny. K Horse Lover says, Chonky Horse is so cute. He is, isn't he? And it seems like something I would expect somebody named Horse Lover to tell me. Look how nice he is. Very cool. Questions over here. Have you tried the combination of shu pu-erh and Sagandalia rhododendron mamansi? I have not. I have no idea. I wish I knew what the word for that in Chinese was, because maybe I've heard about it there, but that's a thing. Diane Beckel says, is lead in the glaze or clay an issue in China? Not really. I mean, this is part of the reason why, like, I know the people who make our porcelain. Like, if you go back to my videos in June, you can see me at the factory in Fujian province where we get our tea sets. Quality control is important, but generally speaking, China is like, it's very different now than say 20 years ago. 20 years ago was a little Wild West. Now it's like, the problem in China now is they're like overly worried about this stuff now, because they don't want people to be scared of these issues. So all the porcelain in Dehua, where we get the porcelain from, like, this stuff is really well made, and there's no lead or anything dangerous in there. It wouldn't pass the Chinese domestic testing, not to mention export testing. So that's not something I'd worried about. Questions over here. What's the steps to clean the tea table? I actually literally just posted that video like an hour ago for the stone table. For the bamboo ones, you just want to make sure that afterwards you give everything a douse in hot water, wipe it off with the towel, and then just make sure there's not like wet spots and dry spots, because you don't want it to dry unevenly. Sometimes if you dry unevenly, it'll crack. If you have problems with any of the sets or any of the pieces, some of them we have replacement parts for. If you email our Tea Friend support, or you go onto the website and you go to the chat button and ask to talk to somebody, it goes to the same person, which is our Tea Friend support angel, or to myself. There's only 2 of us. If you go and do that, then we'll be able to help you out with that, which is cool. Questions over here. 谢谢你 from Beach. 谢谢，哎，感谢来看。有说中文的朋友，但是我们可以用中文聊，你就直接打一下汉字啊。Very fun. Questions, hell of a point to join. Yeah, Krista, it's a good point. It's always a good point to join. If any of you have time to get out your tea stuff and you want to make tea, you're always welcome. Martin Moo says, hey, I broke my pitcher and I need a new filter. If they were part of our sets, like if they're these, or they're the blue white porcelain or the white ones, we have extras in case you drop them. Just go to the website. There's a chat button on jessiesteahouse.com where you can chat, say, hey, I broke my pitcher and filter. And we don't make money on those. They're $15 each, and that includes the shipping. So we don't make money on them at all. It's just a service for you guys, because the goal is to make it easy for people to do tea, and not like, it sucks if you break the pitcher, like now you have this nice set and it feels like you're missing something, right? Very, very good questions. By the way, if I am missing anything, 什么茶对皮肤好? What tea is good for the skin? That is a good question. I don't know. Maybe just because I'm a dude, I haven't researched that. I should ask some of my female tea friends back in China. I feel like they would be more aware of that. Women in China, I found, are very, very up on keeping their skin healthy. I had a friend who literally moved from Beijing to Shanghai because she said the air was better for her skin, which, the air in Beijing is dry. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that. It's a good question, though. Question, do you dry? Rosie Babette on Instagram says, do you dry and clean your tea table daily? I have one of bamboo and I have fungus on it. You gotta keep them in pretty good shape. If you had a little fungus on there and you scrape it off and use soap and water and get it mostly off, you're not drinking off of the table, it's okay. It's not gonna be the end of the world, but it is not so great. Yeah, make sure it's dry. That's the key thing, is when you wash stuff off, dry it. Also, if you have one of our bamboo boards, you can even apply a coat of mineral oil or vegetable oil and give it an oil every now and then and let it dry, and it'll kind of absorb that oil and it'll get more hardy. Pedro on YouTube is asking, will we ever sell herbal teas? We have been working for 6 months and we'll need another couple months, but we will be coming out with our first herbal tea in December or January. We're trying to get it by Christmas, but it's probably not gonna happen. We will definitely have it by Chinese New Year. I don't wanna spoil anything, but we are working on that, and the plan for 2024 is to hopefully be able to come out with one new herbal tea every quarter. That's an ambitious goal because our team is really small, and herbal tea is, it has like different, it has like, I didn't know this, but there's like a different market in China for herbal tea and tea leaf tea. I kind of know a lot about the tea leaf tea market. I've been learning about the herbal tea market. Luckily, if you speak Chinese and you have WeChat, and we have a team over in China as well that's helping, like, it's not like we can't figure it out, but there's like, when I started this tea thing, you know, I wasn't expecting to start a whole shop or anything like that, but I knew the tea people already, whereas the herbal people I've had to meet, I've had to try samples, I've had to figure this out, so making it all go. pu-erh 19 says, how many grams of tea leaves for myself? I did 6 grams my first time. That's good. 5 to 7 grams is around there. If you're drinking by yourself, you could do a little less, 5 grams, like on the low end of that. But like, you know, it's like, you know, it's up to you. And also, like, you might find that some of them are like stronger than others, but generally 5 to 7 grams, that's about a 1/4 ounce or a 1/5 of an ounce for the Americans out there. That's a good place to start. That's gonna look different with each tea. Like these leaves are really big. Look at how beautiful these leaves are though. Ah, guy one is hot. Look at how beautiful the leaves are. Look at that. It's gonna look different for every tea though, and you kind of just get a feel for it. We also sell these tea scoops, which are nice. Like, this is not necessary at all, but it's nice to be able to display the tea before you make it. And like, if it doesn't fit on this, it's probably too much. Over here, Galaxy Glaze says, love your knowledge and recommendations. Thank you, I appreciate it. It's a mix of my personal taste, and then I also rely a lot on the expertise of my teachers over in China at the tea market, or if you've seen the videos I made with Sister I on the tea mountain, even this past June, I'm still learning lots and lots about tea myself. So it's great to be able to share with everybody. I may be a little bit out on the front of it compared to you guys, but there's a lot of great tea out there. Very good. Other questions over here. Got lots of questions, first of all, so thank you all so much. If I missed your questions, I really apologize to you. Zwadas the Iguana says, what's a good site or location to purchase tea? I have a website, jessie'steahouse.com. You can find it in the link in my bio. I get all my teas from small tea shops in China where I know the shop owners, many for many, many years. A lot of the teas on my site are from my friend Yunqing. I've known him for 12 years, 13 years now. Or Sister I, our master box collection comes from One Mountain, where Sister I, from her one tea farm, where she grows all the tea on wild trees. So that's what I do, is I kind of collect these different teas. I try lots and lots and lots and lots of samples, and then I select the best ones for the site, and just try to make it easy for everybody. So, and I'm sure we have some people in the chat who have tried them before. Oh, thank you so much. Somebody gave me a little like little heart there, heart hand there. Thank you, Mia Lee. Thank you, appreciate it. Mia Lee, appreciate it. Jeff Wedge. Oh crap, I missed it. Go back. Jeff Wedge says, I gave my son a little white tea. He enjoyed it. What's the earliest age you've seen kids drink tea? That's a good question. You should definitely ask a doctor who actually like knows stuff. I think, I don't want to answer that wrong. Ask the doctor. I don't have kids. I haven't done that with my own kids. If I don't do it, I want to give you random explanations. I don't think a sip is going to hurt anybody, but I'm guessing mostly the caffeine would be the question, so you could look that up. Questions over here from Tangum. Oh, I just found out that Rhododendron amsai grows in the eastern part of Russia. It smells like lemon and has a tonic effect and goes well with pu-erh. That's really cool. I know that the Russians are into pu-erh. I've heard this before. I have there are not many like white people that hang out in the tea market in China, and so a lot of times the tea people ask me like, oh, do you know Zhang Fei? And Zhang Fei is a Chinese name, from the War of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the General Zhang Fei. But they were not referring to the mythical general or a Chinese guy. They were actually talking about a Russian guy. And apparently there's this one Russian guy named Zhang Fei who runs a business where he buys pu-erh tea from the same sort of shops that I go to, and he sells it in Russia. And apparently people really dig it. So especially from Eastern Russia, where they're closer to China and there's more go-between. There's even ethnic Russians in China. They call the Russian ethnic group of Chinese people. They look Russian, they speak Russian, but they're in China. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw people mixing tea in that way. Again, there's many, like tea culture is a big thing. There's many different tea traditions, and especially once you get into like rural areas or different ethnic groups, they always will mix kind of the dominant tea culture with how they do things otherwise. So very cool. Veggie Dog says, I want to buy my first pu-erh cake. What do you recommend? I'm okay with waiting for it to come into stock too. Great question. I'd say the first question is how much tea you want. So we have a couple different cakes. We have small 50-gram cakes that are like the master box cakes, and then we have the big 357-gram cakes. I can actually show you those. The big ones, where's the big one? Here's a big one. This is one of the big ones. If you want the most tea for the best value, this Bing Dao Mellow or the Bent Bow Sheng tea, they're both $48 for a big cake of tea. This will do you about 48 sessions. So it's about $1 a tea session, which is about as cheap as you can get for really good tea. I mean, $1 is not much. The downside is you have to get the whole cake at once, and so it's hard to know if you really like it beforehand. Another option, which is gonna be a little cheaper, is we have our Tea Master collection back in stock. And we sell the box of 4 teas. If you want the box of 4 teas, you should get it today because we will sell out very soon. We just got a new shipment in, and we know it's not gonna be enough. We're already preparing another one. But inside you see there's 4 mini boxes, and we also sell the mini boxes individually. The mini boxes have mini tea cakes in them. And these may be a good choice for you if you're doing your first cake because one, the tea quality is really, really high. You won't go wrong. The 2022 1,000-year red tea might be the best tea on the whole site. Those mini cakes are going to be more per ounce, but it's less money than 48. They're between $35 and $38. Those are really good, but that's gonna be, again, per session, it's gonna be closer to like $4. So $4 is still not a lot of money. Like it's not like crazy money. But if you're looking for value, these are more of like the luxury option. But the good part is you kind of still may spend less money in total and you have a chance to try some stuff. So that could be a good option for you. The key with the tea cake is the hard part is like, because you don't know what you're drinking until you drink it, is finding a good person to recommend stuff. So that's what I'm hopefully trying to bring to the internet is like, when I find this stuff, I have a couple pu-erh people that I know in China. I say, look, I want to sell this cake for $48. So what tea can you give me at that price range that I could sell there? Then they send me lots of samples, which I have over here. I have back here behind this thing, I have more samples. And I just drink all the samples. I pick the best ones. And so personal taste, everybody has a little bit of a different personal taste. But there's like, you shouldn't have any clunkers, you know? The big question is whether you like that type of tea at all. If you don't like cooked pu-erh tea, you're not gonna like the cake. If you don't like raw pu-erh tea, you're not gonna like the cake. So that's why I really hope we'll get our sampler boxes back in as soon as possible. The samplers are supposed to arrive in 6 days. When those arrive, they have 8 different types of tea in them, so people will be able to try a green tea, try an oolong, try a cooked pu-erh, try a raw pu-erh, and just see how it goes. That's my hope. So great questions over here. A question over here from Kat. I just got a rose red tea cake. I haven't opened it yet, but it smells so good even through the wrapping. Especially if you find stuff with flowers in it, it'll have that nice floral scent to it. That sounds really good. Questions 你会常常去中国吗 From 香 11:30 香会，我以前在北京待过9年，然后我刚才这个5月、6月都在那边待过一段时间。我应该是清明前，就是采绿茶的季节，我应该会再回去一趟。Just asking if I'm going to go back to China anytime soon. I'm definitely going to go back for the spring tea season, and I may go back before that one other time. I'm not sure. Every time I have a couple days off, I'm like, I kind of want to fly to Taiwan or fly to China, but the tickets are still really expensive, especially to the mainland. They haven't reopened the flights to America to the same way they were before COVID. Yeah, 太好了。你没去中国会待多久？你没去中国 I think you mean every time I go. 我以前就住在那儿，这次回去的话待1个月、2个月。Very, very cool. Great questions over here. We have a ton of questions over here on the YouTube. I want to try to get to some of them over here. First question says, I've always been wary of pu-erh. A lot of people say it tastes fishy, but from what you say, only the cheap stuff. Yes. Is there a way to avoid the fishy stuff, or is it just price? Yeah, bad pu-erh will have that fishy taste to it. That's not a sign of good pu-erh. It's not just price. There is a floor. If you buy an $8 pu-erh cake, I don't know. I haven't tasted anything at that price range that's good. The trick is it's kind of tricky. You need to taste the tea, and if it has that taste, then you don't want to buy it. How do you solve that beforehand? That's why I try to do the way I do things. It's like before I get this cake, I have my tea guy taste all these different things. He has literally, if you go to the videos in June of my friend Yunqing's shop, he has literally 1,000 tea cakes in boxes all up on the walls. You'd have a wall this big that's full of just boxes of these tea cakes lying flat. He has all that knowledge in his head, so when I ask him for 5, 6, 7 samples, all of those will be good. Then the last question is about price. Just TA, is it this good for this price? Is it this good for that price? And then that's when it's my job to say, I think $48 is going to be a reasonable price where I can get good quality tea, but it's not going to be crazy expensive against $1 a session at $48 for one of these. Our fancy tea cakes were the higher level tea cakes. We have maybe $90, $98. It's twice that, but I think the quality is better. But again, better for who? If you don't have $98 to spend on tea, don't push yourself. It's here to help you relax and enjoy your life. It's not here to stress yourself. Questions over here. Can you recommend where to get started choosing tea? It's difficult to approach because of the many types of tea in different regions. It's from Claviceps. That's a really good question. So, I would start this way. So the first thing is you need to separate. In the West, when people say tea, they basically anything that's put in water, they count as tea. So the first question is whether you want tea leaf tea, which is in China what they consider tea, what we're drinking now. Basically everything on my site is tea leaf tea, or herbal infusion type thing. I think you should go for the tea leaf tea. I know more about that, but it's there's a whole the Chinese tea culture is virtually all tea leaf tea. Camellia sinensis, the tea leaf. In the Chinese tradition, there's 6 types of tea: green, red, white, oolong, yellow, and black. Yeah, green, red, white. Yeah, oolong. Yeah, yellow and black. So. The first thing you could do is try as many of these types as you can. Again, in November 10th, in about 6 days, we're expecting our new samplers to come in. That has a green tea, a white tea, 2 white teas actually, a cooked pu-erh, a raw pu-erh, both of which are black teas, a red tea, an oolong tea, and it also has a liu bao, which is a hei cha, another black tea. We have no yellow tea in there yet, but we're looking into it. I would try at least one of each of those, because if you like a green tea, you might like other types of green tea. If you like a red tea, you might like other types of red tea. If you don't like cooked pu-erh, you can avoid it for now, although maybe wait a year and come back. But you need to just try to find a way of drinking lots of types of tea. If you have friends who are into tea, you know, go over their place, ask what they want. Anybody who's into tea will make you as much tea as you want. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Oh, that's so bad. I feel like I should use it though. Oh, that's so bad. Anyway, you guys need to tell me whether it's as bad as I think it is. I'm just like, it shut me down, full stop, how bad that was. Okay, we're back. All right, we're back. Tyler Mack, baby Ellie and I are watching with Uncle Jesse. Hey, Tyler, congratulations to Tyler and his new baby Ellie. Welcome to the world, Ellie. It's a good place. You'll like it here. Tyler's in our Discord, and I saw the message in the Discord. So, cheers for you, Ellie. Tyler, you should get a 2023 tea cake and give it to her at her wedding or 18th birthday party. Which is something in China sometimes people do. They'll buy a tea cake at the birth or like a special occasion and then wait until another special occasion to gift the tea, which is real chill. We have a question over here. Questions, Ollie collect, what's with the water on the tray? So this is a tea table. In the Chinese Gongfu tea tradition, you have a lot of water kind of spilling everywhere. You use hot water to wash out cups. You know, whatever, you'll be spilling your water a little bit everywhere. Some tea trays have slats, and then in the bottom, you can like remove the top and dump the tray afterwards. This has a kind of a moat around the edge, and it has a tube, which you can see here. It's like under the table. The water drains through this tube into a little bowl or a bucket that you put below the table. And yeah, so the it's just part of the tea tradition. It's how it came about. I mean, this evolved from South China in a place that had a lot of water, so like spreading around a little extra water was not a problem. Again, in the old days, you had to literally go to a river to get water. So a lot of people would go to nature and then sit and they would make their tea in the nature by the water, which is real chill if you've done it before. It's an excellent way to spend an afternoon. Questions, when will you be getting the gourmet white tea ball and Dianhong red tea back in stock from Konix? The white tea ball is coming in, hopefully in the same shipment as the samplers, November 10th. The Dianhong red Dragon Balls, we're not planning on restocking. If we're out, we're out. They're not bad. They're actually really good. The problem is that the price keeps going up on them. And also, I love Dianhong, and I know I will get another Dianhong in the future in another box. And so if I buy too much of one Dianhong, I kind of can't make a purchase of the other Dianhong. But yeah, if there is any Dianhong left on the site, you should get it. If it's gone, unfortunately that one's gone. Sometimes the tea runs out, which is part of a problem. But I also don't want the site to be messy. I don't want to have 80, 90 teas on there and confuse everybody what the deal is. Justin says, if you do that in Africa, you'll get typhoid. Yeah, well, in old days in China, they would make sure to boil the water and everything. You know, I don't know exactly. They probably had more foodborne illness there then. I mean, I feel fortunate to live in the most modern age of humanity up to now. We're doing a good job, guys. More questions over here. We have a lot of questions on the YouTube. I really apologize. What are the smoothest teas out there? This is from Pedro. What are the smoothest teas out there? The Taiwanese milk oolong was really smooth and silky, probably my favorite. That has a really smooth mouthfeel. Other like really smooth mouthfeel teas, let me think about that. That's a good question. The Master Box red tea that we have, the Tianjiajai 1000-year tree red tea, very smooth. Very good, smooth mouthfeel. It's just like really cool. Like the good stuff about that, like when you taste that tea, you're like, wow, I've never had something that's like light, refreshing, sweet, and floral, and that's so easy drinking, but it also has like flavor to it. It's not like drinking water. It's like you really have this very, like a lot of stuff going on for how smooth and light and easy drinking it is. And then like the cooked pu-erh has a very kind of, I find it has a very smooth mouthfeel, but it's also very intense. Like the flavor is intense. So the feel is smooth, but there's a lot there. So it's kind of different from It's kind of different from the milk oolong, which is like, you know, it has that kind of milky, thick mouthfeel. This one is lighter than the milk oolong for sure. Corey Verne on TikTok says, thank you for the tea education. I learned a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you for learning. Trent says, how do tea bags stock up to traditional loose leaf tea? Usually pretty badly. There's a couple reasons for that. One, well, think about it this way. Like if you, like I lived in China for 9 years. If I want pizza, you're gonna get better pizza in Italy. You're gonna get better pizza in New York City. Whatever you get in China, it's gonna be hard to be at like a high level no matter what. Both because like the people don't do it there, but also like the market isn't set up to deliver it. And it's just not big enough that most people care. So like similarly with tea, in China, they really care about tea. The Chinese tea market is way more sophisticated than the Western tea market. And in China, they don't use tea bags. So anybody who's making good quality tea, if they're putting it in a tea bag, it's specifically for export. If they're doing it specifically for export, why put the best tea in there? Because the Americans won't pay what it's worth. The Europeans won't pay what it's worth, outside of the small tea community we have going here. This is one reason why the tea is more expensive on my shop than in like a supermarket. Is because if you're a supermarket brand, you need to be selling to everywhere in the country, maybe everywhere in the world. And like people are probably on average not going to be paying that much for tea. So the tea bag itself, there are problems with the tea bag. The bag restricts the tea. When you powder up the tea, you lose a lot of the flavor. It steeps too quickly. You get tannins coming in. There are like reasons why the bag itself is not good, but the big reason is because in the place where they care the most about tea, they don't drink tea bags. So like I can't import any good Chinese tea bags because there are none. So like if I want good tea, I need to import it in the way and styles that the Chinese actually drink the tea. And then this has a lot of benefits. Like, you know, there are many good tea cakes that I could choose from. Like I'm choosing from many good options, as opposed to like, if you have a tea bag brand in the States, there might be a couple that are really giving it a good try. But I personally think that, you know, I'll never say never that we wouldn't do anything in the tea bag, but it's like, it's not the way it's done. So it's just not, it doesn't come up that much. So that's kind of the thing. Yeah, Justin says, you mean Beijing doesn't have good deep dish? It does not. I wish. I really looked. I was there 9 years, every year. I wouldn't say I was constantly looking like 24 hours a day, but I'd say once a week I thought of deep dish pizza and I wanted it. There was one dude in 2013, 2014 on Doufu Chi Hutong outside of the Penghao Theater where we did our improv shows. There was this one random dude from Chicago and he bought a tiny oven that he put out on the street and he would make deep dish pizzas for fun basically on the street. No food license, no nothing. And they cost like whatever, $10 a slice because cheese in China is expensive and it's like a mountain of cheese. And I remember paying $10 for a slice of the deep dish on the street from that dude. And I was like, this is so damn good. But it was not sustainable. Eventually he just stopped doing that. Unfortunately, the deep dish pizza market in China is still open. You're gonna have a hard time. They don't eat a lot of cheese. But I support you. Very cool. Question over here, Paula. I purchased your horse tea box and the oolong tea. Looking forward to trying the high quality tea. Thank you so much. For those of you who don't know, this is a big thing. Our new subscription is out. 3 new teas. 1, 2, 3. The 2010 Reserve 13-year age cook pour. This is really good. This is really, really good. One of the best teas on the entire site. I would say I haggled the price down. The truth is my friend Doi Doi is like a super chill dude and gave us a great deal. This could easily be 4 times what I'm charging for it. It's that good. The Yangchun Snow Jasmine, if you like jasmine tea, you'll love this. It's just straight up classic, really good jasmine, light, floral, crisp, just like very classic. And it's made using the traditional jasmine scenting process where they lay the green tea down, they put jasmine flowers on top of it, they leave it overnight. The flowers aromatize the tea during the night, the scent comes out. And the next day they clear all the flowers, they put more flowers down, and they repeat this process for 4 days. and the end result is jasmine tea that doesn't just smell like jasmine, it does, but it has like jasmine flavor inundated into the tea. A lot of the jasmine in the West, they take jasmine oil and they spray it on the tea. So if you're at a tea shop, you go, oh, that smells amazing. But then when you drink the tea, it washes off and you're drinking jasmine oil, and the first steep will smell really good, but then after that, there's not a lot there. This is not that, this is the good stuff. And then there's what we're drinking right now. Cheers. This is the 2017 White Dew White Tea. Herbal, a little bit fruity. I'm getting like it's sweet. It's got a little bit of that herbal depth to it. It's aged 6 years, so you're getting a little bit stuff there. It's good stuff. No, my friend's name is Dui Dui. It's a weird character. It's not Dui Dui. It's that Dui Dui 2010. Questions over here. And by the way, if you want to sign up for the subscription, now's the time to do it, because we just launched this a couple days ago. They're all in stock. We're fighting to make sure we don't run out of stock, but we keep these teas up for 3 months in the sampler. So the earlier you get them, the better. We're doing a subscribers only live stream on Discord, where it's not just a live, but like you can actually join in the Discord server and everybody chats together. We're doing one of those on November 12th. So if you order like today, you'll probably get your teas in time, and you'll be eligible to join that that in-person sort of hangout. And then a question over here. Somebody asked, Corey Verne on TikTok asked, can you steep without the set? Yeah. I mean, I'll just show you like the dirtiest way to do this. I'm just getting 2 mugs. Like, this is, I mean, first of all the tea is actually good enough quality that if you don't like put too much in here, you can just throw it in the mug and you can just drink it. But if you have 2 mugs and you put the tea in 1 mug, you steep this mug, and then when you're ready to drink, you kind of pour into here, you have the liquid in here, and then you keep the leaves in there. Like, you can just make tea that way. It's not like, you know, I'm having a great afternoon, hanging out with friends, listening to some guzheng music, drinking my tea. It won't be that kind of experience, but like tea-wise, you could do that. We also sell sets on the site, although I know a lot of them are sold out. So we're working hard to get back into stock, believe me. Like I'm trying not to freak out about missing this opportunity. I know we have so many people that are just new and they're very eager to support. Please be patient as we try to get everything restocked. I really do appreciate everybody's support. It's a small, it's Jesse. I'm Jesse Seahouse. I'm Jesse. The whole thing is 4 people. And of course our tea farmers and everybody, but like the team that's managing all these orders is 4 people. So we're actually looking to expand. So if there's a job posting, I'll be posting it everywhere. Everybody, maybe we have some good people in the thing. 你每个星期直播多少次? How many times do I live stream every week? Maybe once, maybe 0 times. If I'm not doing anything and it's a Saturday or Sunday afternoon and I just like have nothing to do, I'll definitely be streaming, because I would be drinking tea then anyway, and you guys are all free on the weekend, so that's the way to do it. Very, very cool. Ten Gum says milk oolong is basically just oolong with milk flavoring, or did Chinese even know what milk oolong is? I doubt they drink it. So that's a good point. I don't know what you think milk oolong is. Milk oolong, I have a milk oolong on my site. Milk oolong is also called Jinxuan oolong. Jinxuan is it's actually the name of the mother of the guy who created the varietal of tea. It's not oolong with milk in it. It is a type of oolong tea that was it was basically like created by mixing together different tea plants, and they created what they call a varietal, a cultivated variety, a cultivar of oolong tea that just happens to have a milky mouthfeel that some people say it tastes kind of almost like milky texture. It doesn't taste like milk per se, and it's definitely not oolong with milk in it. So the milk oolong on the site that we have it's oolong tea, but it has that milky mouthfeel even though there's no milk involved. And that's one of the big reasons for me that tea is so healthy, is like There's nothing in it. There's no sugar, there's no fat, there's no carbs. It's really tasty, and there's essentially nothing in it. So you can drink as much of it as you want, and you only get healthier. Good stuff. Questions. Corey Vernon says, been around a couple years, just watching, not going anywhere. Great. I mean, always feel free if you do want any tea, you know where to get it. But even if you just want to chill and hang out with the tea, learn about tea, that's also cool. Because I think we will all agree the world would be a better place if everybody was chilling and drinking tea and hanging out with each other and talking and enjoying each other's presence. That is not a bad thing. Cheers, everybody. Very cool. The tired looking for names says, I just ordered the Bempo and the red from the Tea Master series. Great choices. That's a really good mixture because you'll have the really high quality, the red tea, and then the Bempo is really good too, but you'll get a lot of it, which is great. Cheers. And for you, I'm going to give you a pour onto Chonky Horse as a thank you. So Chonky Horse appreciates your order as well. If anybody orders during the stream, let me know because I will give you a Teapot pour. Cheers. Ooh. Very nice. Tyler Mack, where would you do another live meet? We're going to do, we haven't sent the email out. It's probably going to go out today or tomorrow. But we're doing a live stream just for subscribers on the Discord. So if you're on the Discord, which you are, then you'll see all the news there. It's November 12th, so it's next Sunday. So like 8 days from now. That'll be fun. Cheers. Alex says, what's the playlist in the background? I just have some Guzheng music on. This is the, how do I find the whole, this is Masterpieces by Guzheng Masters on Apple Music. I think if you search Guzheng, this is like the first one that comes up. And I'm gonna just hit them with a reset. Good vibes. You know, I'm gonna make some incense too. Get my incense going. This is the incense holder. I actually got this on the street in Sichuan-Bana along with this incense in June when I was back in China. Where is my, oh, there's my lighter, hold on. I'm gonna need to go get my lighter. This is the Yazhuang Chenxiang. Chenxiang is a special type of incense that comes from Southeast Asia. It's generally considered the best incense. I am 98% sure this is knockoff, but it's still pretty good. I'm gonna get my lighter. Real Chenxiang is ungodly expensive, and this was not ungodly expensive, so I also got it at like a tourist market, which is not the place you normally get high-end incense. But I did smell it, and it was good. It was good. Here's a tip I learned from my incense guy. If you want to smell incense, you can't just like smell it up here because you got all that smoke. Pinch it and hold it like this so that your palm blocks all the smoke. And then you can kind of smell around the back of your hand. And that will get a lot of the smoke out of the smell and allow you to kind of more purely smell the incense itself. Little tip. There we go. Cheers. Violet Vase, will the black jasmine tea be back in stock? Yes, it will, but we are behind on that one. We are really, we're working very hard, but that one's probably going to be another 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. But we are restocking it. We filled all the bags we have. And like, it's really annoying. It's not the tea, it's the bags. Like like we have really nice packaging. Like Claire, our tea person, our team member in China, works really hard on getting these really nice, beautiful packaging done. The tea cards, all that stuff. The printers take forever. Like, I don't know, like we want 1,000 bags. You think they could print it in a couple days, but like it takes them forever. Maybe I don't understand the technology behind printing bags, but I just kind of always feel like we're just not big enough. They don't care. And so like, we literally have to call them We literally call them like every day, being like, are they there yet? Are they there yet? And it just takes them forever. But we are getting it back. So cheers. A question over here again on TikTok. I got some pu-erh I picked up in Ningbo in 2016. Is it still good? How long does it last? Pu-erh should just get better. If you got 2016, 7 years aged is generally considered fully aged. So depending on the type of pu-erh it is, if it was raw pu-erh, it's fully aged. Drink it, have a good time. If it was cooked pu-erh, you could drink it earlier, but it only gets better with age also. So as long as you haven't been storing it in any place that has like really intense smells or anything like that, like you're not storing it in the spice cabinet or like next to garbage, then you should be good. Good, you know, future, past you, looking out for future you. Very, very fun. Questions over here. Adam Chin said, just ordered the new set. Thank you so much. Very excited by these, especially the jasmine tea. It's they're really good. I'll give you a teapot pour here in just a moment. The jasmine is really good. Also, it just so happens that like I tasted a whole bunch of jasmine samples, and the one I thought was the best was not that expensive. The bag on the site, the bag is $20 for 50 grams. So that's like $2 a session or something like that, which is like for high-end tea is like not that bad. Not bad at all. $20 is about as cheap as I sell anything on the site. And it's not because it's bad, it just didn't cost that much money, which is great for everybody. Sometimes I try these tea samples and I'm like, that's really good, it's gonna cost me. And then I'm happy to find out that like, oh, like that actually, we can do that. So it just so happens that was the way it is. This white tea was a little bit more expensive, but because the tea is so big, this is the biggest bag that we can like really ship easily. And so because it was so big, we gave everybody a nice big bag of it. There's 35 grams in here rather than 50, but that also means these are only $20 also because there's less tea in it. So the tea would normally be closer to 25, but this is 20 because you have a little less tea. But you won't miss it. It's a huge bag, you know. I love that stuff. Questions over here. Controversial opinion. Carmen Davies says, Welsh brew is superior to Yorkshire tea. I have a feeling that is a fight that has been going on for hundreds of years, and I have no idea who is right, and I'm not getting involved with it. Cheers. Very, very cool. Andre says, where else are you streaming? I'm on TikTok here, Instagram here, and YouTube over there. It's the same stream. When I went to the tea market in Yunnan, in Kunming, I saw a girl who was doing a tea live stream with like 8 phones. And she had this like wacky ass tripod that fit like 8 phones. And at the time I was like, that sounds ridiculous. And now I'm like, I kind of want that tripod. Because if I'm gonna be spending my time here drinking tea with on a live stream, why not open another couple phones? So I apologize if I'm bopping around between channels. It's just the way it's working. Megan Lutra 88 just ordered the new white tea and green tea. Can't wait to try them. Thank you. You'll really like it if you like those lighter teas. You had one pour over here for our YouTube friend, just purchased, and then Megan over here on TikTok, 1 pour for you for Chonky Horse. Chonky Horse. Very happy with everybody's support. Thank you all so much. Dude is a unit. Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Oh, baby. That is not how you do things. I don't know why I did that. I've done tea for like 13 years. I've never fucking done that in my life. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Just want that tea too badly. As you see, we've been running this white tea for a long time. And it's still going strong. We're in good shape. It's almost 4. Damn. Where is everybody? I was saying it's almost 4. It's 4 here, but like, what about you guys? Where are we at? Put it in the chat. Let me know where we're at. Where are we living? Question over teas. Psychic Shebang says, I ordered a couple teas in travel set a couple weeks ago. I ordered the new subscription box. Excellent. And it shipped, but my first order didn't. Is there a delay? Send me a private message or go on to the jessieseahouse.com and click the chat feature and send me your order number and I'll look into that. There shouldn't be a delay. My guess is you may have ordered something that's back ordered by accident. Normally we'd be pretty quick on that, but because we had the launch this week of the new tea stuff, it's possible something got back ordered, and then we had a flood of new orders come in, and we've been dealing with that. We're generally really, really good about getting stuff out within 2 days. We have a good shipping team that's all they do is they ship stuff all over the place. Okinawa, wow, welcome to our friends in Japan. Washington State, Ireland, almost midnight in Sweden, Wales, Ireland. I gotta open a European center, man. Cause like, this is on my list of things to do in 2024, is like the prices to ship to you guys. It's unfortunate because we work so hard to get the tea price reasonable, and then dude, shipping companies make so much money. It feels like half of the money on the site just goes to these shipping companies. California, here we go. I'm in LA, Georgia, Ultimate Tea Guy, thanks so much. We have Wales and UK. Got a lot of people from UK here. Midwest, very good. Yes, you do. We want tea. I know. I need to help out my European and UK friends. Okay, so here maybe we have some people from Europe and we have some people from Britain on here. Is Britain part of Europe? This is my question. I've only spent 3 weeks in Europe in my whole life. I did shows there last winter. All throughout Europe, I went to the Baltics, Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, Paris, and London. And when I went to London, I said I was doing a Europe tour, and they were like, "Oh, Europe tour plus the UK." And I'm like, "Oh, is it not? Like, I don't know. What's the deal here?" They say, "Oh no, not since Brexit. Don't get into this." Las Vegas, Brexit was a thing. Brexit. Yes, it's part of Europe, but they act like they aren't. I think I set a fire here. Britain is part of Europe and no longer part of the European Union. That was what I thought. I thought like Europe was the thing and European Union was the political entity. But then like people, don't start this argument. Okay, I'm not gonna start this argument. I'm not getting into that. Also, we have people in Wales who might have a very different opinion of the entire thing to begin with. So I'm not gonna get into that. As we know, border disputes are no fun for anyone. Everybody loses. Very fun. Over here, Daniel Holland asked, "Did you live in China for a while?" I lived in China for 9 years. I graduated from college. I moved immediately to China, and I basically lived all my 20s in China. And I was living there up until January 2020, when I took a 9-day vacation back to Boston, where I was from, and COVID hit while I was in midair. And I landed to find out I couldn't go back, and it took me 3.5 years to go back. And I lost my business, and I lost all of my stuff, and my life blew up. And I guess luckily for us all, the fact that everything blew up so quickly and suddenly meant that I had time to sit and drink tea every day. And that got me interested in making tea videos, and that got me interested in opening up the shop, and that has now allowed me to live my life here and be making tea videos for you guys. Essentially this week it's really felt full-time. Since the last month, it really has felt like a full-time job because like we've been having such a boom, especially from YouTube. You guys are the best. That boom has meant like just constant reordering. We're actually hiring new people. The team right now is 4 people, but we brought on 2 temporary people, so now we're up to 6 at least through the holidays. It's nutty, but like not planned at all. None of this would have happened if COVID hadn't happened. Questions over here. Did the CCP take it all? No, the party took none of my stuff. Basically, I rented my apartment for 8 more months because I thought I could go back. So I had to hire people to break into my own apartment because I was the only one with the keys. Then we had to repair the locks. I used to run a comedy club in China. I had 4 employees there in my comedy club, and I had to fire everybody there because you couldn't do any shows for what turned out to be years. Then one of my employees I kept on part-time as a helper because I had stuff I needed to try to get done in China and I couldn't go back. And as part of her payment, because I didn't have any money coming in because the business was dead, I let her live in my apartment. So for 8 months, she basically upkept my stuff. And then when I finally decided, you know what, they're not opening the border, it doesn't make any sense, I'll quarantine, they didn't care. They wouldn't let me back in. When that came, I put all my stuff in storage, or some of it. I basically went out on WeChat, which is essentially like Facebook, and I was just like, if you want to come to my apartment and take any of my stuff, just anybody I know on the internet, if you just want to show up and take my stuff, you can take it, because I can't get all this into storage, and like a lot of it's stuff I don't need anyway. So basically, I just like had like a really bad move and a fire sale. I didn't even ask for any money. I'm just like, take it. I just can't deal with this. That was the end to 9 years of living in China, unfortunately. But now with this tea business, it gives me an excuse to go back. I get to kind of spend long stretches of time in China, see all my friends, drink great tea, make content, but I don't live there full time anymore. And I'm building up my both my comedy industry and my tea industry here in the United States as well. I mean, really, the truth is on the internet, so it's a thing. You know, so Trent said, "Bitter end is sweet new beginning." That is true. It feels rough to admit it, but given how bad COVID was for almost everybody in the world, like, there weren't many people that could be like, okay, COVID hit me really hard, and like a couple years later, I'm better off than I was. And I think I am better off than I was, even though the process was very uncomfortable. Especially 2020 and the first half of 2021, like, it didn't matter whether things were good or bad. I just didn't have any control over anything. I'm sure everybody feels the exact same way. You just didn't have any control over anything. It felt like crap. 2022 is a bit better, and 2023 has been better. I feel like 2023 was my first year back in America here, where I feel like I'm good. Especially in May, I got to go back to China, so I got to deal with a lot of that stuff. I got to bring back some of the smaller items from my tea collection, and like a couple very valuable, like, personal items, and stuff, you know, stuff like this. Like, this is a tea dish that's made out of copper and red enamel. That's just a beautiful tea dish, and this was given to me by my friend who's a metalworking artist. And yeah, it's valuable in the sense that it's like they would sell this at an art gallery for some money, but it's more valuable to me because my friend gave it to me. And like, you know, it's little things like this that really make the tea time valuable. You know where you got your stuff. You got your tea from this guy. You got your set from that guy. You got your porcelain from this person, or this was a gift. That was a, you know, this is your favorite tea pet, that sort of thing. So it felt good to be able to bring some small stuff like that back. Megan says, we're lucky to have you introduce us to different teas and how a relaxing tea experience. It's really a shame that China isn't closer, because if you ever get a chance to fly to China or Taiwan or one of these places that has like a really nice tea culture to it, like, you know, this is a great setup, and I'm very thankful for what I have in life, but like, those places have real good tea stuff. You know, like, people have been making tea for 2,000 years there, and they got it down. Japan as well, not 2,000 years, but like 800 years or something like that, which is long enough. Longer than this country's been here by a lot. So, always encourage people to go to Asia whenever they can. It's just really far away. Questions over here. We have lots of comments on YouTube. Cherry says, wow, where did you get that? But I don't know what you're talking about. Where did you get that from? Jesse, you should organize tea tours from Crystal. Yeah, Krista. Yeah, I want to do that. I actually have been looking into it. The biggest problem is actually like insurance. Like, I don't want to, oh, that's it. Too loud. Is the music too loud? Let me know. That seems like a good temperature, good volume. Yeah, the biggest problem is, like, if I invite people to come with me to China, I need to know, like, where is the nearest hospital? Like, how does the insurance work? Like, if we're on a tea mountain and someone slips and falls, what happens? So, like, that stuff is, like, if you're a professional travel company, you, like, do that work, but I just don't know that stuff. So I'm actually looking for a travel company that I can work with to do some of that work for me. But then the problem is that if, you know, it might make it more expensive because now other people need to make money. So like, we're looking into that, but it's on my list of things I'd love to do. I think I might do a Beijing and a Yunnan trip where, like, you know, maybe spend a week in Beijing or 5 days in Beijing, 5 or 6 days in Yunnan. And then people could sign up for one or the other or both. So if you have the time, you have 10, 12 days, you want to go to China, see Beijing, see the Great Wall, Temple of Heaven, the Beijing Tea Market, the tea shops in Beijing, Wangfu Tea House, like some of these places, and then go to the mountains. If you can do both, you can do both. If you can only do one, you can only do one. But I'd love to do that. And I'd be a killer tour guide. I really would. I've never done that work, but I have total confidence in myself. I'd be a killer tour guide. Even just as a translator, I'd be helpful. So, cheers. Questions. TikToker says, would you publish a Michelin guide but for tea? That's an interesting idea. I don't know if I have that level of clout to be able to say so definitively, but you know, maybe. I'm trying to think of how I would do that. I definitely wouldn't mind making some sort of tea book, but I want it to be a mix of like practical knowledge of how to make tea and also information about the tea. Maybe we could just take the teas that we have on the site and kind of build it out a bit, like pick maybe one tea per type of tea or something like that and go deeper into the story, into the history. That would be pretty cool. Couple questions over here. We're gonna do a couple more questions and then I'm probably gonna get going soon. It's been an hour. I usually stream for a little over an hour. Chetslotsky W says, what are your thought process when choosing a new tea pet to launch with a website? What made you choose Chonky Horse? Amazing tea pet, by the way. Chonky Horse. Chonky Horse has been an absolute unit. Oh my God, look at him. Oh Lord, he come. The process is, so we have some tea pets that are part of our Zodiac series. So for the tea subscription, every 3 months we send out 3 new teas and we have a new pet and a new cup. And they're all Zodiac themes. So we've just been cycling through the Zodiac animals. And so if we know the horse box is coming, then I tell people that, I tell my team in China, we want to look for a horse. I have my porcelain guy who gets us our tea sets and our tea tables. He lives in Dehua, where they make the porcelain for like 90% of the world. It's like one of those cities that just makes it for the whole world. Most of the porcelain in the world and that sort of stuff is made in Dehua, in Fujian province. And so this guy lives in Dehua. He was born in Dehua. His parents worked in the porcelain factories. Now he runs his own business there. And what he does is he goes to all of the different factories. They have 10,000 medium-sized factories. To me, it looked like a big factory, but I don't know much about factories apparently because they're like, this is pretty small. They go to all the factories. They're always innovating and coming up with new products. And then people like him will go around and collect their new products and say, hey, I've got a whole, he just gets all the samples and brings it back to his warehouse. And so that way I can ask him like, hey, I want a horse. And he'll be like, here's 6 horses you can choose from. And if I like one of them, then we're done. If I don't like it, I might look at other providers. But generally he does a good job and the aesthetic choice is mine. We will occasionally, if I can't make up my mind, I'll occasionally ask my team. We have 4 employees, or me and 3 people. And if they all agree and I like it, then maybe we'll go with that. We also have mods on our Discord server, and sometimes I'll ask our mods. But basically, I just choose. And so I'm always looking for a tea pet that I can get for around, sell for around $10, sometimes a little more. Chunky Horse is $15, he's big boy. But but generally around there. And then we have some new tea pets that are gonna be launching in, mid-November also. So my hope is that when the sampler comes in, we're gonna launch not just a sampler, but there's a whole line of new products, including, I'll show you guys this secret reveal. We're gonna be selling these Jianzhan teacups. These things are beautiful. Beautiful Jianzhan teacup. This is a special type of glazing pattern, and these are all handmade, and they come with a certificate of authenticity from the potter. They're beautiful, very, very nice. Seal on the bottom. These cups are going to be available in a gift box, and these are just going to be amazing, very, very good. So these cups, I have this one, and then there's another one. Get the second one. This is the round cap. So this is like, it's like a round cap, and this is the straw hat. They're both from the 100 Flower series. This is called Baihua, the 100 Flower series. So these are gonna be really nice. So like a couple products like that, and then some small things, like these are not super significant, but we have these brass coasters that come in 4 different patterns. And they're like really nice hand hammered brass. These are gonna be available as well. These are just little extras, but like my goal is like anything I really like and I would use in my own tea practice. I like these. I like the round ones personally. These I think are gonna be $20 for a pack of 2. I'm trying to remember how much I need to charge for these. It depends on how much the shipping costs, but these will be pretty cheap to ship, so that'll be good. They're heavy, but they're small. So like some stuff like that, and some other really nice stuff, which I don't have on display right now, but you'll get for you, is the, they're all like good stuff. So I try to be pretty conservative about what I put on the site, because you guys know I could have 100 products on there. We could dump 100 things onto the site. I don't want to do that. It's not my thing to do, you know? There's like a lot of junk on the internet already. I kind of want to pick the stuff I like, and then if I don't really like it, it's not going to go on there. And then that way, my hope is that everybody, when I do launch new products, people will be like, okay, it's good quality. It's like aesthetically, maybe you don't like the brass, but like if you like the brass, it's like a really good product. It's like, it's excellent. I'm gonna see it. I can't really get it to ring, but it's like the quality of the thing is very good. And we have like other teacups that are launching and new teapets. I'll show you one other teapet we're launching. This guy is adorable. This is my pufferfish teapet. Pufferfish teapet, anyone? I just love this guy. How cool is that? And there's no zodiac pufferfish. So that is, here, you can stay on the table. There's no zodiac pufferfish, so we just have to launch him separately. So that'll be our last launch of new items before Christmas too. So Black Friday, Christmas, if you guys want stuff, go get it. It'll be great. It'll be very exciting. Very, very fun. Question from Dominic Deutsch: what would be the most per session that you considered sensible to spend? I had a friend who gave me good advice on that topic when they said, with anything about buying tea, they said a good way to think about it is like, think about how often you have tea, think about what it means to you. If it's like really important, you really look forward to it, and then say like, what's the amount of money that I think this is worth for me? You know, is it worth $20 a month? Is it worth $100 a month? I mean, some people have a lot of money and it's really important to them and it's worth $1,000 a month. I don't know. And then you can say, okay, if I have $20 to spend, do I want tea? Do I want tea equipment? Do I want tea pets? And if you're gonna spend $20 a month, like my subscription is a good option. It's $58, it's $53 if you subscribe, and it comes every 3 months. So it's basically $20 a month. For $20 a month, you get some good stuff. Actually, for $20 a month, you can get the tea and the tea pet also. So like, if you're the type of person that's like, yeah, I can do $20 a month, you know, the subscription is the option for you. If you can do $50 a month, then maybe you're like, hey, I want to get one of these stone tea tables. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pay a little bit more. This stone table on the site's $168 plus 20 shipping or whatever. So like, that'll be 4 months of the budget. But if you're gonna spend $50 a month, you know, get the table now, and then you'll have really great tea sessions throughout your entire year. I mean, this will last much more than a year. You kind of get the idea of what I'm saying. So like, I would start from saying what's comfortable for you. You shouldn't be feeling stressed about spending money on tea. That goes against the whole value of this whole thing. And that's why I try to have options. I have a $168 set, but I also have the travel teapot set for $40. and that'll make really good tea. Like it's a really good tea maker. You know, a lot of these choices are just personal decision. You're not better if you drink off a stone table than a small cup. You know, it's just an aesthetic choice, and like I like these big tea tables, but of course I drink tea every day, so like I would be the type of guy that likes the big tea tables, right? So, so that's yeah, that's one way I look at it. Question: I love Chris W says, so I love that the quality / provenance carries across, not just the tea but the equipment. Oh yeah, I mean, one of the places I have a couple places I want to hit up on my next trip. One is Yixing, where they make the purple clay pots. Yixing is like very, very famous. The other is Jingdezhen. Jingdezhen was the imperial kiln, so all of the emperors, when they wanted teaware, they commissioned it from Jingdezhen, and the emperor had like rules about who got to get Jingdezhen porcelain. Like you couldn't just buy it. You had to basically know the emperor and be given permission to get Jingdezhen pottery. Nowadays, you can go to Jingdezhen and you can just buy stuff. You can talk to the pottery masters. You get the good stuff. Dehua, where I get my porcelain from, they make like 90% of the porcelain in the world. It's really high quality stuff, but they usually use a combination of handmade techniques and machine techniques, from all machine made to mostly handmade. A lot of the Jingdezhen stuff is handmade. I made a decision for the sake of the internet. I didn't want to have like a $400 teacup on there and then like have the shop be flooded with all this stuff that makes it look like tea is completely inaccessible. The quality on this, the blue-white porcelain tea set that we have on the site, the whole set of all the lidded cup, the gaiwan, the dish, the pitcher, the filter, and 4 cups is $68. And it's very high quality. It's all you would need if you're just like a regular person. If you're really into tea, in the future, maybe we'll have some stuff from Jingdezhen on there. But I didn't want to go to Jingdezhen and have a set like this that costs $150, and then like people are really struggling to get it. Because again, like you're really, like I'm a cheapo and I got into tea, and it doesn't have to be an expensive hobby. And again, it goes a long way. Like every time you drink tea at home, you're saving money, because if you went to Starbucks, they charge you, you know, more than what you're paying for this tea, and it's just water in a tea bag. And people pay that. You go to boba, you get a boba at $7, you know, and people just pay it. Like really high-end tea. You need to get really high-end tea to get up in that $6, $7 a session area. We basically don't sell any of it on the site. Even my master box teas from the 1,000-year tea tree, that's 38 divided by say 10, that's like around $4 a session. So it's like, it's not that bad. It comes in a weird way though. You have to get a whole cake or a whole bag. Like you can just buy one, but it doesn't have to be a crazy expensive thing, even with the right provenance. So that's just my personal take as a tea person on how I like doing this. Cheers, everybody. I think I'm gonna get going. It's been great. Hope you guys have a great Saturday. We have lots of great questions that unfortunately I was not able to do. Felicia LaRose says, am I doing comedy in November? Yeah, next Saturday, a week from now, the 11th, I'm gonna be in Austin, Texas. I'm gonna be doing a live podcast recording with Sohan from West China Tea House, and I'm gonna do some English language stand-up before the show. So if you're in Austin, Texas, go to their Saturday. They have a Saturday tea event. I'm trying to remember what it's called. They have like a nice punny name for it. But if you go on Saturday night, next Saturday night to West China Tea House, I think it's free. I think it's suggested donation. I'm gonna do some comedy there. I was performing at the Hollywood Comedy last night, so I got to do some jokes there. That was fun. So we're still hustling on the comedy, but luckily for you guys, the tea thing has really been blowing up, and so I've been putting more energy into the tea in the last, say, couple months than the comedy. So, but doing both. Comedy doesn't take a ton of time. So, awesome. Hope everybody's doing good. Very happy for all the support that I've been getting. Thank you so much, Ethan Lincoln, for the tip, for the tiny diny. And again, if any of you ever want tea stuff, You can go to my website, jessechouse.com. I'm aware a lot of stuff is out of stock. We are working really hard to get it restocked. For tea stuff, you know, like this stuff is big and heavy. We have no choice but to ship it by boat. For the tea, we're restocking it by air. It'll come in a little quicker. I'm not raising the price. I'm just gonna eat the extra shipping because I just want to get back in stock. So if what you see is not in stock, check back in every little now and then. And like you'll see when it's back in stock. I wish I had an easier way to tell everybody it was back in stock, but like the internet doesn't make that easy for us. You can always join our Discord server. If you want to join the Discord server, go to our Instagram, and on my front page on the Instagram, there's a little button that says join Discord. It leads you to a reel with a story with a link in it. And yeah, just like very excited. And we'll be basically back fully in stock by Black Friday. That's the plan. So your Christmas gifts and stuff like that, if you're thinking tea is a good Christmas gift, either for yourself or for other people, please do keep us in mind. Because again, it's a small company. It's just me and 3 other people. We're trying to make tea a thing. So very excited. And let me know if you have any questions. Always feel free to comment on my videos. A lot of times I go to my more recent videos, and if I see good questions there, that's kind of what I do with the next video. So very excited. Hope you guys have a good Saturday, and enjoy your tea. And for all those tea subscribers that are just getting in your tea, thank you again so much. You guys have been fantastic. So the subscription is the best deal on the site. So thank you all so much. Have a good one. I'll see you guys around. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, YouTube.